Hey everyone, how are you? It's me. It's 4 weeks odd since I was able to send an all-person update, an all-client update. And that's because I've been out of the country, as many of you know. I've been away, had a little rest, come back, and now here we are. It's grim, it's winter, and it's horrible outside. So 5 things every week that I think you need to know. 5 things that I think might prompt you to ask questions or take actions. And there's quite a lot of new faces, new clients, new learners who have come on board since I've been away. So I guess I best explain what this is and how it works. So this here is your update. YouTube is something that it sits there forever, doesn't it? Like a video. So people can play it back at their leisure. And some people like pictures rather than words. And some people don't want to read pages of stuff. So this is for you if you're learning to drive with me. This is for you if you are on the fence about whether you want to get started, or that you're waiting for a license, or maybe it's a money thing. Sometimes that happens. And this is for you if we've booked your lesson, even if it's next year, and some people book far ahead. This is all for you. This tells you stuff you need to know. So 5 things for this week then. 1, my winter schedule, which I consider to be October till March. I do less days overall, and I do less definitely do less evenings. And the reason for that is I've worked massively hard March to September. 6 days some weeks, sometimes 7, 4, 5 people a day, and I'm just done in by the end of it all. And I've got other stuff I've got to do. I've got other projects, I've got other things, I've got other business interests. So I have to find the right balance of getting everything done. So I work less days, I work less hours, but they're in the schedule. And you can read it 1 year ahead. You get it every week in a WhatsApp. But you've got to be perhaps a little bit more motivated or organised to be able to book sessions in that time window. If you've got tests coming up, and we'll talk about that individually, if that's the case, then we'll talk about your needs and if there's anything I can do to help you. And some of you know, I've gone out of my way to do sessions on days off and this and that. And so you know that if I can, I will. But I don't do 4 people a day, every day, 2 hours each person, 6 days a week, boom, 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 like I do March to September. As I say, I do less. So try to be mindful about that. So that's the winter working hours. Driving test, waiting time. Oh my God. It's got worse since I've been away. I didn't think it could get worse, but it has. I couldn't access the DV essays, systems and data and all that when I was out of the country. And I suppose to some degree I shouldn't be able to, because part of the problem about why a test you can't get one is that people have not, how do I put this? People that might not have any business booking them are booking them and using them and selling them on and doing all sorts. So it was, give or take, 24 weeks, 6 months for a test. If you try to book one today, the date you get offered is about 24 weeks from now. But what's happened the last 3 weeks is there's zero new dates. So on a Monday about 6 a.m, the world queues up to book tests. So you go online and you're sitting there like you are 50,000 in the queue, and you're like, oh, please be today. Whereas I would go backstage passes kind of get up, and I could log in and then get the dates and whatever. Even that's slowed right down. So I hope there's some good news, but my instincts and my experience tell me that the wait is just going to be longer. So 24 weeks minimum, patchy availability. You have got to get your theory test done. Get it done. If you haven't, you're going to be holding yourself back from progress. And what that might look like is you've done loads of lessons with me, you've done loads of driving with mum and dad and Uncle George, and you are kind of test ready in terms of standard, but you haven't passed the theory yet. So you've got to take a theory before you can pass the driving test, we know this, and then the wait's going to be 24 weeks. So, on one hand, great, you get 24 weeks more practice, but I bet that's not what you want. So theories, get them licked. Use all the stuff I give you, and if you don't know what apps you can use, let me know individually and I'll send it all to you. So that's number 2. Part 3, Drive Johnson's. Right, so you might notice my logo. Oh, 2 things. I'm wearing a different thingy today. I normally have my stuff with my name on it. First of all, it's freezing. I'm in my office doing accounts for September. Not glam. It's cold outside, whatever. So I needed something, and I always have these knocking about. But more importantly, and perhaps more excitingly for you, I've worked with this company for ages. In fact, since I passed my teaching test. And over time, my own business has been so mad with like how many people want my help and this and that. I haven't got any time to help them. And what they will do is they will message me and say, oh, can you help Fred? Fred's got a test in 3 weeks, and can you help Mary? And I nearly always have to say no. But we've been looking at ways in which I can help them more. And I'm going to try to do that. And then the payoff, the trade-off might be that we get, that's us, you and me, we get access or use of the materials that they make, the videos they make, the apps that they make, the videos they shoot, you know, whatever, that you can then have the use of. So you may find, oh, you will find, that from me, I mean, you'll be getting more stuff, the invitation to use other technology and other apps that might be better than what you've got. So watch this space. But you'll already know, if you pay attention, that your invoices, for example, and your receipts come through their server. I pay them for the use of their IT. They let me use it for raising bills and this and that. Even my roof boxes have got their name on them because they are a great firm to work with. I've just been so mad, slammed with my own business, with my own company's work, that I haven't been able to help them for a while. So that's going to change. Phony instructors, point number 4. It's on the rise, or yeah, it's on the rise. That's the best way to say it. It's always a problem, but it gets put in the papers and it gets in the news and whatever, and suddenly it's a thing. So what happens is, and you might know this, but to do this job, to teach you to drive, right, you need to pass 3 tests. Sorry, I'm coughing. I'm a bit of a dry cough. You need to pass a theory test of 100 questions, which tick, not hard, not really hard, not if you really study. Then you need to take a driving test and drive to a much higher standard than the average Joe, which, yeah, great. Then you have to do a teaching test. You have to teach a real person, a real learner, and the DVSA guy or gal watches you do it. And if you can do a good quality lesson and all the things they want, wallop, off you go. You're qualified to teach. So you'll end up with something like that. So it's a green badge. I know it don't look green, because when it's in your car window for 4 years, it goes blue. So you can see if you're really close, and that's a date on this, is out of date. And there should be a picture of the person as well. So this is my old one, it's expired. So my new ones are in the car windows. You'll see them in the corner. So if the person that you're trying to learn with, or your friends, whatever, cousins, family, if the person doesn't have a green badge in the window, they're not fully qualified. Why you'd go around with no badge in the window if you owned one, I can't think of a single reason why you do it. You can get trainees. They have a pink badge. It's a triangle, that's an octagon. They get a pink badge in a window. It's 6 months time limited, and they use it to give them the chance to practice on people, for want of a word. So a trainee wannabe driving instructor will advertise usually that they're looking for people. They'll probably do a knockdown price, which is why some of your friends are paying what feels like a little bit less money, because the person's just using them to get experience. And on one hand, it can be good, because they might be really good. They might be the best driving instructor that's ever lived. They just haven't qualified, and that could be true. But they could also be terrible, and therefore they teach in a terrible way, and the person on the other end fails tests and they get stuck behind. But the important bit is, if they've got neither of those badges, green or pink, they're not licensed to teach. So really be careful. And quite a lot of people have been pulled over in what looks like a driving school car, and they've not got a badge and they've got no insurance, and it's a bit of a nightmare. So there's every possibility that the DVSA have little fits and starts where they just throw themselves at one thing, a bit like speed camera vans. Like suddenly there's one everywhere, because like they're worrying about Leicester for a week, or Loughborough or whatever. So we might find that we get pulled over and they stop me, and it's me they're interested in, not you, unless you've done something else. And then I go, can I see your badge? And they'll run my insurance and all the rest of it, which is all fine, of course it is. So it's gonna become front page news, and it might inconvenience a bit, because they're going to try and send a message and try and stamp these people out. So that's phony instructors. And then number 5, study aids. I always encourage you to use them all, and there's a number of them. And when we get together, when I sign you up, I send you links, I send you texts, I send you emails. You get physical books, you get the highway code, you get all this stuff. Use it all. It all helps. And even if you've passed a theory, don't just think, oh, I passed a theory. And, you know, well done if you have, but keep studying. There are 700 and odd questions they could have asked you on theory test day, but you got 50 random, right? So let's say, if you want to be sort of basic maths here, there's 650 they never asked you, but every one of them is out there waiting for you, and you don't want to find out the hard way that you don't know. So quite a few folk have trouble with the theory test. It doesn't suit their learning style. They feel pressured. They try to learn it by something called rote, which is just you remember something, but you don't know why you know it. You don't know the facts behind the thing. So times tables are classic. When you taught times table, you're 1 to 2 is 2, 2 to 2 is 4. You don't know the maths of it. You just remember the song, and then you remember the answer, but it doesn't mean you understand the subject. It's an extreme example, but it's an example of rote learning. So some people, they can't get it. They can't do it. And it's holding them back because their driving's really good, but they can't pass a theory. So I did say previously that a theory test help provider, Theory Test Explained, I've been in conversations with them, and they're happy to provide, I think it's one free session, where it might be a group session like a Zoom or something, where you get some helps and tips and how to study and whatever. And then if you want private sessions, you take that up with them. If you're struggling with your theory, I encourage you at least to have a go. Take the free session. I mean, why not? But the guy's really good, and there's a lot of people that I think, how do I put this? I've got time for them. I respect what they do. I respect the kind of people they are and whatever. And this guy's definitely one of those. There's a lot of time wasters, and you can go down the rabbit hole on TikTok and just learn terrible stuff that's not relevant. So think about that. So your 5 things are, I'm back. I work less hours, October till March. So get in, plan ahead. 2, driving test wait time, 24 weeks minimum. Get the theory done, because I can't get a test for you until that's happened. I'm going to not push, but I'm going to encourage and persuade you, as many as you can, to use some Drive Johnson stuff, which I think is good quality content, and it could be the difference between you being able to pull up a helpful video in Tesco's car park when you're parked up, of course, with the engine off. Safety first and all that, and then go, oh, how do I do this parallel park? Oh, how do I do this bay park? How do I do that? Oh yeah, there's a video, look. And I know the people that make the videos, first of all, they're really good. Secondly, they know what they're doing, and thirdly, they train it like I do, so you're probably not going to even notice. So I would encourage you to do that. Phony instructors, just be mindful, they've got to have a green or a pink badge, or they're not licensed. You're not insured. If they crash, there's no injury. It's just so many reasons not to do that. And then coughing a lot, I'm sorry. And then Theory Test Explained and study aids. If you need study aids and you don't understand what you can have, then oh my god, then ask me and I'll tell you. Theory Test Explained. If you have struggled with your theory, go for your freebie, get it out of the way. I hope this is helpful. Tell me what it is you want in terms of content and updates, videos and stuff, and show and tell me questions and how to do stuff in the car. That's probably going to be the one you might go to first, and some of that's already sitting there in cyberspace in this whole Drive Johnson's thing, so I might have the answers for you. As ever, thank you for wanting to work with me. Thank you for your patience if you're waiting for stuff and you're thinking, Christ, I can't get everything I want as soon as I want it, but I promise you it'll be worth it. And I will see you on the next session. All right, take care. Bye bye.